Good evening. Please be seated. As we gather for commencement, we acknowledge that while UW-Whitewater has a rich history, for thousands of years, this region was home to diverse Native peoples. The Ho-Chunk grew corn and gathered a living from these lands. The Potawatomi, then closely related to the Ojibwa and Odawa peoples, called this area home as well. We welcome and are honored by the responsibility to be good stewards of these lands and good neighbors to all of Wisconsin's indigenous populations. In concert with the Native American Cultural Awareness Association, Native students, faculty, and staff, the university continues to explore durable and meaningful ways of acknowledging our relationship. We acknowledge these great Native nations and their respective sovereignties, and are thankful to be positioned in such prominent, historic, and meaningful landscapes as we continue to provide educational opportunities for all.
Good evening. Welcome to the Spring 2024 Commencement Ceremony at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater at Rock County. I'm Dean Tricia Clayson, College of Integrated Studies Dean here. On behalf of everyone in the UW-Whitewater family, we are honored to celebrate the achievements of these graduates with you all. We believe that UW-Whitewater at Rock County is a special place. It's the academic home to thousands of students, whether they took just a few prerequisite courses, got their degree, completed degrees. They have gone on to bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, doctorates, med school. They work all over our region. We are so proud of all of them, and our faculty and staff and students every day are inspiring, engaging, and transforming lives. This campus does more than impact individual students. It provides local, affordable pathways in higher education that impact the entire region and the state of Wisconsin. The institution plays a critical role in creating economic opportunity and adding to the county's rich cultural fabric. As we continue with tonight's ceremony, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge our commencement speakers, presenters, and award winners, as well as members of our campus leadership, and ask that they stand as their name is called. Please hold your applause until all of the introductions have been made. We have Corey King, Chancellor of UW-Whitewater, John Chenoweth, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. In the audience, Lori Stotler, Outstanding Alumni Award recipient, Cassandra Brayman, our student speaker, Nick DeMassis, our commencement speaker, Kim Koska, our Associate Dean of Academic Affairs. The winners of the Excellence in Teaching Award are Tracy Walters, Assistant Professor of Psychology, Rick Hansen, Senior Lecturer of Religious Studies, Philosophy, and Gender and Women's Studies. He teaches a lot of subjects. And we have members of the Chancellor's Cabinet also with us in the audience tonight. Jackie Briggs, Vice Chancellor for Enrollment and Retention, Kristen Philhauer, Interim Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, and Katie Kuznasik, Vice Chancellor for University Relations and Foundation Director. Our student marshals tonight are Lily Walters and Walton, sorry about that, and Alex Sievert. Our pianist is Anna Schuett-Reed. Thank you all. We are delighted to have you joining us here today as we celebrate the hard work and dreams, successes, and even failures that have culminated in this moment. A degree is far more than a diploma, and our ceremony acknowledges that something very special has happened. It's emotional, it's life-changing. Many of our graduates are first-generation college students, and you have accomplished something that no one else in your family ever has done before. Some of our students are also carrying on long traditions of a proud education that may go back many years. Whatever your circumstance, we congratulate you. We are incredibly proud because we know of your sacrifice, your tenacity, and your hard work. Though you leave us today, we know that you have the foundation to succeed. At UW-Whitewater at Rock County, we have a rigorous academic program, and our faculty and staff will push students to achieve things that they did not know that they could achieve. And so we want to honor the graduates who have really excelled at taking the challenge, those who have earned high honors, and highest honors. So at this time, would any graduates who have a 3.4 GPA or higher please stand as you are able. And with our applause, let's congratulate them. You can be seated. To all of our graduates, whether you are moving on to a bachelor's degree program, to the workforce, or whatever your next step is, we wish you the very best. Now, will all of the faculty and staff who are in attendance tonight on stage or in the audience, please rise as you are able. I don't care what you do, stand up. All right, our faculty and staff are incredibly passionate about our mission and being able to provide higher education to all students. They challenge, they encourage, they nurture, and they support students on their college journey and beyond. Graduates, please rise as you are able, and with your applause, thank your faculty and staff and mentors for how they have guided you on this journey. Please rise and clap for them. Okay, graduates, stay standing. Staff members, sit down. Graduates, you have a lot of people here who have supported you on your journey, and I ask all of your friends and family now to please rise as you are able. That should be just about everybody. I want you to turn and face them and thank them for what they have done to get you here today. There you go. Congratulations. Please be seated. As a graduate of UW-Whitewater at Rock County, you have the tools, experience, and the skills to positively impact your whole community, anybody around you. And when you go on in the future, someday you may find yourself in the position of our next person, who is our outstanding alum of 2024. Every year we take a moment to look back at somebody who has gone out and been a tremendous role model in their community and who serves the reputation of our institution with integrity, people who symbolize the values that are central to this college. And so tonight's honoree is Lori Stotler. Lori, if you want to make your way up here, I've got a lot to say first, but Lori graduated in 2016 with her Associate of Arts and Sciences with cum laude honors, and she considers herself a late bloomer. She started college at the age of 34 while raising her family. She is the city clerk treasurer at the city of Janesville. She performs a lot of tasks. Now, I'm not going to list, please look in your program for all of the certifications and acronyms that go along with her name. She clearly still enjoys learning and growing. She serves currently on the Constitution Committee of the Wisconsin Municipal Treasurers Association and several other committees. She has been the city clerk treasurer at the city of Beloit, an elected Rock County clerk. She was elected to 2 full terms on the Board of Education. And then she spent 20 years serving nonprofits in the community, particularly right now she's on the board of directors of CASA, the court-appointed special advocates of Rock County. She's been married for 37 years to her high school sweetheart, and she has 2 grown sons. Now, I taught one of them and Lori at some point. That is, I think, the only example I have of teaching a mother and a son in my career. So you're special that way. In her free time, she likes to spend time with her family, spend time outdoors, read, and serve her community. Please join me in congratulating Lori Stotler.
Thank you for this recognition. It is deeply appreciated, and I feel so privileged to receive this humbling honor. I continue to give thanks to this university for the beautiful facility in a great location with big university options, but mostly I give thanks to every staff member on this campus. Mary Lee Kishel, who's not here anymore, she is one of life's quiet angels. She was assigned to me as a non-traditional learner. I see it's on the website now as adult student outreach, but student starting college at 34, that's almost twice the age of a regular incoming freshman, simply meant I was old. But, oh, how she championed me along, and between 2003 and 2016, she kept me going to get it done. The teaching and support staff here is top notch. Now, you're doing some math, but don't. It's your day to celebrate, and that feels too much like an assignment. The answer is I'm old and it took a long time for me to get that degree. I wanted so badly to attend college straight out of high school, but there were just too many obstacles and barriers in front of me that were out of my control. The biggest was a car wreck that caused my body 36 broken bones, and the requirement was to focus on healing and learning to walk again. This was in the middle of a volleyball scholarship dream that didn't evolve for obvious reasons. The silver lining in this is that I got to marry my high school sweetheart and support him on his educational journey at Dunwoody College of Technology. Wade, you're a saint for loving me and supporting me and believing me this long. I just look forward to so many years of shenanigans with you. So I focused on being the best wife and mom that I could, but then the desire to attend school and become more than just a wife and a mom was just too strong. So as it turned out, this campus was the perfect fit for a non-traditional older student like me. I chipped away at a few courses at a time in between momming and wifing and working, and life just kept getting better, so I knew I was on the right path. I was appointed as a Rock County clerk in 2007, and taking on that role was like drinking from a fire hose. A more than full-time position and a seat on the Janesville School Board meant I paused classes for now. Time was flying and life quickly came at me, and getting something done about that degree, because my beloved boys were teens now and coming quickly behind me. One of the reasons I felt I needed a degree was to set an example for my kids. I wanted to set the stage for the importance of a good education. So back into the open arms of Mary Lee I went, but it didn't quite get done before my oldest graduated from Craig High School in 2007, and he started classes here that fall. And what 18-year-old young man wants his mom in his college class? So I again paused classes while we put the boys through to become a media specialist at UW-Madison and an outstanding musician, and the other a math major and soon to be a lawyer from the University of Minnesota, both graduating from the UW-Madison mainly on their own grit and perseverance, meaning all this being a mom first was paying dividends. Silver linings are everywhere, y'all. So on to 2015, 2 classes, 5 credits left. It's my turn and my time to finish that degree. That one class I loathed, dear algebra, I still loathe you, but I finished. And I'll bet Mary Lee she so enjoyed seeing my name finally come off that list when she mailed that piece of paper. Y'all, it's never too late to do the hard things, to take on the dreams and cross off those finish lines in your life. Thanks to the faculty here for taking my investment seriously. Thank you to all the professors, staff, and students who gave me the gift of a lifetime. Now, I'm not sure if I owe my classmates an apology or not, but at 34 to 44, they didn't seem as interested as me as knowing down to the penny just how much each hour of instruction was costing us, and therefore pushing me a little harder and asking maybe too many questions. May you all be out there somewhere getting your money's worth, and maybe it reminds you of me. Congratulations to the graduates today. May your life be as blessed and fulfilling as mine has been, and may you never give up on yourself and each other. And thank you, UROC, from the bottom of my heart for this recognition. I hope you don't mind my answer to people when they ask where I went to school, because I've just started telling them I attended the Harvard of the Midwest. Not the U Chicago, but UROC. And just like that campus in Cambridge, nestled in a tree-lined property glowing with privilege and opportunity, I too feel like my time here was of Ivy League quality while finding all the best things about liberal arts education. Thank you so much.
Congratulations and thank you. Good evening, I'm John Chenoweth. As Dean Clayson mentioned, I'm the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs at UW-Whitewater, both the main campus and here at the Rock County campus. Faculty and staff at UW-Whitewater at Rock County dedicate their lives to the education of beginning college students. These are the people who provide students with an exceptional start towards a bachelor's degree. Every year we recognize these teaching accomplishments by announcing winners of the Excellence in Teaching Award. I'd like to ask this year's recipients, Rick Hansen and Tracy Walters, and ask them to come forward. Come on up. Why don't you stand in front of the students? That would be a good place to be. Thank you. The Rock Campus Student Government Association leads the nomination and the selection process for the student-nominated teaching awards. Students are surveyed and asked to nominate a teacher that they feel has made a difference. This year, SGA received 14 nominations, and wants to thank the students who submitted their nominations. It was a difficult process because everyone nominated is deserving. However, tonight we are proud to honor two outstanding instructors. Our faculty winner, Dr. Tracy Walters, is in her first year at UW-Whitewater at Rock County as a psychology faculty member, which makes this particularly impressive. Students are especially impressed by the organization of her classes. They noted that Tracy teaches in a way that clearly encourages learning and retention. Concepts are well explained, and lectures are engaging and enjoyable. One student said, "I have nominated Tracy because she makes class so fun and engaging. Her intro to psych class has reminded me how much I love psychology and influenced me to change my major. She is amazing. I can't sing her praises enough." Neither can we. Congratulations, Tracy. Our instructional academic staff winner is Dr. Rick Hansen, who teaches philosophy, gender women's studies, and religious studies. We don't have time to read all of the amazing comments from students, but a couple of standout statements. One, I have never met a more passionate teacher than Professor Hansen, not only for what he's teaching, but for his students. Another student said, Professor Rick is one of the most impactful professors I have experienced out of 3 institutions I have attended. He lifted my natural talents in a way that no one has before. He made me capable of a career path I thought was reserved for those with more talent than I. We are incredibly fortunate to have such a caring and dedicated instructor. Congratulations, Rick. Thank you both. Thank you. And now I am honored to introduce this year's student speaker, Cassandra Brayman. Cassandra Brayman of Janesville transferred to UW-Rock County from Black Hawk Technical College in the fall of 2023. The same year, she was nominated for Outstanding Non-Traditional College Student. She's a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, the National Society of Leadership and Success, and an Honor Cords recipient. Cassandra is a first-generation college student with a blended family, including 6 children and 4 cats. In her time at UW-Rock County, she fell in love with social work. This fall, she will continue her education in the social work program at UW-Whitewater, completing her Bachelor of Science in Social Work with a minor in Human Services. After that, she intends to advance in the social work program for her master's degree in social work, with the plan to become a licensed clinical therapist. Cassandra has a driving passion for mental health awareness and advocacy. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Cassandra Brayman.
Thank you for the kind introduction. It is both an honor and my pleasure to be standing here today speaking for the class of 2024. All right. Along with Barbies and makeup, my favorite childhood toy was my Dr. Kit. Complete with a real stethoscope, a white coat, and a fake syringe for the alarming amount of shots my poor stuffed animals would endure. When my siblings and I would play house, I would always find a way to incorporate being the doctor or a nurse. Growing up, I was always told I would do great things. I was a high achiever, and I had huge expectations for myself, and those around me expected the same, if not more. In middle school, we had career day. A local clinic visited the school, and I was sold. I was going to be a nurse no matter what. But then life happened. I grew up, graduated high school, and I took a gap year serving at a restaurant. That gap year turned into a gap decade. I had children, got married, got divorced, got married again, and throughout all these milestones, I always felt like there was something missing. I wanted to go back to school, but I told myself I couldn't, and I made every excuse imaginable not to go, because I was terrified. I told myself I couldn't afford it. I told myself I couldn't balance being a mother and a wife with school. I told myself that too much time had passed. I had missed my window. I was too old to go back to school. I'm 30 years old. But perhaps the worst thing I told myself is that I wasn't smart enough. Math was by far the scariest part for me, and I'm not going to stand here and say that it still isn't scary, because it is. But I did it. These negative thoughts held me back until 2 years ago, when I finally made the leap to enroll in college. I took my prerequisite classes, aced them, and I got accepted into a highly competitive nursing program. I realized after all that the hardest part of going back to school was not my kids, it wasn't my job, it was me. I was too afraid to welcome change, and I let it hold me back for way too long. But change is scary. It conjures up fear, and it makes us uncomfortable. And you can imagine how scary it was when I decided I didn't want to be a nurse anymore, last year. Now there's a plot twist for you. Yet, if we allow it, change brings new opportunities and promotes growth. I found these opportunities within the multiple classes here at URock and also at the main campus at UW-Whitewater. As I was exposed to new ideas and new paths, I fell in love with social work when I least expected to. If it wasn't for the buffet of undergrad classes offered to us, I may not have ever been able to expand my worldview enough to find what is my true calling, and that happens to be, without a doubt, social work. Everyone here is on a different path, and regardless of the twists and turns on our journeys, we made a change at some point. We put in the work, and we're graduating. Now, limitless opportunities are waiting for us the moment we walk outside these doors. What we decide to do on our academic journey is up to us. But you are never too old, you're not too busy, and you are not too far behind everyone else. And I'm just gonna do some math right now, hold on. You're about 1,000% smart enough to achieve any goal you have. The motivational speaker, Bobby Umar, once said, "You can either react to change, embrace change, or create change." Change is inevitable and it's constant. How we respond to it is what matters. And you don't have to be fearless, just don't ever let that fear hold you back or stop you. I'm proud of everybody in this room today. The graduates, our support systems, families, friends, partners, children. Thank you to my children for, staying here for me and supporting me even though mom's been gone a lot. And to the professors and staff, all who have helped support our decisions to make a change. Thank you and congratulations to all of you.
Hello, I'm Corey King, Chancellor of UW-Whitewater. Thank you very much, Cassandra, for sharing your insights with all of us, and congratulations. It is now my honor to introduce our community commencement speaker, Nick DeMassis. Nick has been the director of Beloit Public Library since 2014. Previously, he was the director of Carver County Library System and deputy director of Hennepin County Library in Minnesota, where he was raised. In 2024, Nick received the Lawrence A. Raymer Headliner Award given by Beloit Daily News. To those who have been deeply involved in the greater Beloit community and have made the area a better place for those in the community. One of his aspirations, which I find very interesting to learn, is music. Nick has started a music group, a local band called Nick and Friends. This band dedicated to showcasing the area's abundance, songwriting, and musical talents. He and his wife, Chris, have 4 children and live in Beloit. Please join me in welcoming our community commencement speaker tonight, Nick Damasis.
There. Thank you, Chancellor King. Provost, Chenoweth, Dean Clayson, distinguished faculty, thanks to the Commencement Committee for inviting me here tonight to share whatever thoughts I may have of value, families and friends, and of course the graduates of 2024. It's an honor to be standing before you tonight to offer words of congratulations and encouragement. I also realize that I'm the only thing standing between you and your diploma right now. Last week at the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, last Friday I was at a meeting. The meeting started at 9 a.m. and at 5 to 12 we got to the last item on our agenda. And as my colleague started her report from behind her, lunch started to be served. And for the next 30 minutes, you can imagine we went through a range of emotions as we saw the food sitting there while one of us was going on and on. So I can only imagine what you're feeling tonight. And also, I think we're probably standing between your diploma and celebratory dinners as well. It's commonplace for speeches like this to reach back into history and to make references to the ancient Greeks, the Romans, or the American founding. I'm not smart enough to be able to do that, nor can I intone like a Demosthenes, a Cicero, or a Patrick Henry, but I do have practical tips that I think I can share with you. One of them being how to say you're not smart enough, drop a few names, and leave you thinking that maybe he actually can do that if he wanted to. So the tips and tricks, practical advice for practical people. I think it's been mentioned by a couple of speakers already about the practicality. One, you're practical because you have degrees that you can immediately put into practice. You're also practical, as the student speaker, or as Lori Stotler, mentioned, that you did not spend a dime more than you have to get an education that rivals any other in the state. Very practical. And this campus, too, has practicality built right into it. Last week, I came and Dean Clayson gave me a tour of the campus. And as we were walking around, looking at the facilities, and as I left, I started to think, what is the layout of the campus speak to the students and families as they come onto it? And in any campus, there's something soul-lifting about when you walk on that this is a different place. Something is going to happen here. Something is going to happen that you're going to be different when you leave than when you arrived. But on this campus, and then I thought it's in the shape of an arm. And as I looked at the aerial view, even more so. You have Hyatt Smith Hall is the upper arm. You have Williams Andrews is the forearm. And then with a little bend of the wrist, we're here sitting in the palm of the hand of Wells. And it's not lost on me that the most important part of an arm is the hinge, it's the elbow, and that's where the library for this campus is. The most important part of the campus. So I just want to riff on a little bit on the arm, carry on this analogy just for a moment. It's a loving arm. When you come from the parking lot, I think it says to parents and students, welcome. We're going to take care of you. It's a protective arm built in the 1960s at the height of the Cold War. I think it was built so that if even a nuclear Armageddon showered down around you, the teachers could still say, stay in your seats and turn to page 200. If knowledge is power, it's a powerful arm. As you go through, travel through the buildings, the whole universe of subjects is right there, is their whole constellation. You walk through the tunnel and you see the signs, and everything is within a short walking distance, which I think allows us, it certainly allows me, to be able to grasp the totality of the liberal arts and the subjects that you all were studying, and that all the subjects that are still out there to learn, even if they weren't in your degree area. On many campuses, to go from an artist brush to a Bunsen burner is a half an hour walk. From there to the basketball court is another half an hour walk. And I think it's a real privileged to be able to have everything in a place of this size. It's also an encouraging arm. Again, here we are in the hand, and it's about to release you into the world. What can be more encouraging than every day being told that you rock? So if you're ready, I have the tips and advice for you. Buckle up, we're gonna move fast. By the way, I cut the number in half just for my time limit. So if you don't like these, we can gather again next week and I can try the other batch on you, all right? So number one, do your homework. Now you might be saying, does he think this is freshman orientation? This is actually commencement. What I mean is, when you go out into the workforce, do your homework on the organization or the company that you're gonna apply for. Go and visit it. I can't tell you how many times at the Beloit Library when we're interviewing people, and the first question I ask is, have you been into this library before? And they say, no. And I look at their address on the application, and they live 3 blocks away. That's not a good sign. Look at the org chart. Look at the org chart, see who you're gonna meet and go in, or see who you're gonna work with and go in and meet with them. Know your job description. What are you gonna be doing? Who are you gonna be working with? How are you gonna be moving the organization's goals forward? Why do you want to work here? That's another question that you're gonna be asked. And when I get the answer, because I love to read, I can only think of one thing. Next. And I think there's questions or answers that you probably have in some of your areas of field. Why do you want to be a teacher? So I can have summers off? Next. I want to work in a bank so I can be financially independent by 30. That's a good goal, but maybe next. Psychotherapist so I can figure myself out. That's probably not a good one to lead with. A nurse because I love prescription drugs. That would also be that would not be a good one to lead with. And again, these all may be true, but you don't want to lead with those. And I have also other duties as assigned. Please take that seriously. It means that you're going to be doing a lot of things that aren't necessarily listed there. And I do want to take this moment, as I mentioned about the library, to point out I have a wonderful staff member here, Maria Moreno, right over here. She works at the Beloit Public Library, and we couldn't be prouder of her. You don't have to be an expert on day one. It's day one. It's like the first day of class in a 101 class. You don't have to know everything on day one. So don't try to always say, I know that, oh yeah, I know that, as you're being trained in. If you don't know something, just say you don't know it. It's day one, but don't say you don't know it on day 2, day 3, day 4. It's also the chance to give your first impression, and that's very important. Listen with interest. I know today we're supposed to always speak up, speak out, say what's on your mind or with your thumbs, but really take your time, relax, and there are some topics that you don't know in class. There are some things you don't know in the business that you're going to be joining. Take time to learn. And here's a secret. The more you listen and look interested, the more people are going to start to wonder what it is that you're thinking. They're going to start to wonder. You're going to become a little mysterious. But here's the caution. If you wait too long, they're going to raise you into some mythical figure, and then when you open your mouth, they're going to, oh, that's too bad. So here's a trick. And I learned this from a cataloging professor. And she said, always ask 2 questions and make 1 comment. And what that does is that ensures that you're in class listening, or at your work, in meetings listening, that you're absorbing what's going on, and that you're able to reformulate it so you can ask a question, 2 questions, and make a comment. And what that's also doing then is telegraphing what's important to you. And that is under your control before you are asked the questions yourself. Be concise. It's not a soliloquy when you make your comment. If you want to go on and bore people, give a commencement speech. That's not the time for it. Find a need and fill it. This is another piece of advice I got from a different professor. Just look around you at work, find a need, and fill it. And everyone else, certainly your supervisor, is going to be super appreciative of that. Always say yes. Now, I know in my area, in the library, we've got it drilled in. Everyone says yes. If someone wants to partner with us, we say yes. And if we don't know what we're saying yes to, we're going to figure it out later. We're not fire, we're not police, we're not a hospital. Saying yes is not going to put anyone into harm's way. So I want to practice this with you, okay? So when your supervisor comes to you and says that they need help on a project with a deadline, or in the community there's a call for someone to help deliver meals or pick up trash or help with an event, or your local library director says they need someone to do story time this Saturday at 10 a.m., what's the word you're all going to say? Okay, all right. Take risks, but small ones. There are books out there that say fail big. Don't fail big at the beginning. That gets you fired. So take risks. Look around. I'm going to take a risk right now to see if I can model that. My daughter, when I told her what I was going to say, she said, "Dad, don't do it. Skip this one." But I'm going to say it anyways. Own more ties than tattoos. So I'm not against tattoos. As a matter of fact, when we were getting our gowns on back there, I was showing the provost the razor wire tattoos around each of my well-developed biceps. And then we looked over, and the chancellor was just shaking his head. And then he proceeded, he undid the button on his cuff, and he has this ornate tattoo sleeve on his arm. And as we were all sitting there admiring that, we heard Dean Clayson laugh, and she proceeded to show us the tattoo. Well, there's children in the audience. There's children in the audience. So my point is, though, is that a tie, or whatever it is, use your own thing. A tie is a way of saying I'm punching in. A tie is a way of saying I'm here and I'm here different than in my personal life. I'm here to do something a little different. I'm here for you. Wearing a tie is also as countercultural as you can get now. You know, we used to have haberdasheries on every corner in a town, used to have one. We had a president that was a haberdasher. Now there are more tattoo parlors than there certainly are any haberdashers. I'm sure there'll be a tattoo artist that's a president someday. But if you don't think it's countercultural to wear a tie, I challenge you, wear one every day for a month. And you'll hear it. You'll hear it from your friends and others. The other is make people smile. Now, I didn't say make people laugh. Don't be a goof. Don't be a clown. But keep a sense of humor. Be kind. Be generous. We're all flawed individuals encumbered by human nature. Smile, and people will want to be around you. Jump around for a bit early. And you can even do it a little often. You're just starting out. Many of you are just starting out. It's okay. A graduate of URock from 2014, that resume looks different than a URock graduate of 2014. We as employers know that. Jump around a little bit. At the beginning, you can try different things. Just be ready to be able to say why it is that you've been jumping around, how it's been leading you to where you are now. 2 more. Join a civic organization. Rotary, Lions, Kiwanis. I'm a member of the Rotary in Beloit, and we have students of the week. A good lawyer never asks a question without knowing the answer, so I'm not going to ask you. But every week we have students of the week, and they say what their plans are for college. And just as often as any other school, we hear URock. So I'm guessing that in this audience, there are some Rotary students of the week. And it's amazing to hear the accomplishments that you've been doing. But we need these organizations, these civic organizations. So join them. They need you. Volunteer for them. And if you can't volunteer for them, donate to them. They do the work. If you want to do political party work and all that, that's fine. But a civic organization looks at a whole community and how it can move the whole community forward. Lastly, get a library card. Continue learning throughout your life. A liberal arts education doesn't end here. Take it with you. What were some of the subjects that sparked your interest that weren't necessarily in your degree area, but sparked your interest? Go to the library and grow those interests into a flame. Is it fiction, nonfiction? Is it browsing the shelves, let serendipity do its job? Is it knitting? We have knitting clubs. Is it D&D? We have D&D clubs. Is it simply a place of contemplation or somewhere to work or just to take a break? We have those as well. Libraries are the most democratic of institutions. They're neutral ground. They don't demand that you take sides on every issue all the time. In fact, libraries care less what you think, but that you are thinking. Libraries embrace all the technologies, so I won't say get off the screen or drop social media, but I will say get away from the yellers. Everyone's yelling. They're either yelling in print or they're yelling on podcasts, or they're just always yelling. One of the great benefits of getting an education or going to college, getting an education, become independent, is that your parents can't yell at you anymore. So get away from the yellers. These people they neither care for you nor know you. Now, to be fair, there are many benefits when you do move out. There are many benefits for the parents as well. So don't leave URock behind. Continue to learn and continue to grow. You should be proud of what you've accomplished. Your friends and family are, your teachers are, your university is. And as Wells Hall proudly unfurls its fingers and releases you, go forth and make your community proud. It needs you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Nick, for sharing your inspiring words. And the fact that you just shared to the entire audience, I have a tattoo, is appreciated. We do, Nick, thank you very much for your continued support and dedication, not only to the Beloit community, but to our great university. I now ask Dr. Chenoweth to come forward and to present the candidates for degrees.
Graduates of the December class of 2023 and the classes of January, May, and August 2024, please rise as you are able. Yes. Chancellor King, the individuals standing before you have completed the requirements and are hereby recommended by the faculty for the Associate of Arts and Sciences degree. Graduates at the direction of the marshals, please come forward to receive your degrees.
All right, Cassandra Brayman. Cassandra will be pursuing her Bachelor of Science in Social Work at UW-Whitewater. Her final goal is Master of Social Work and to be a therapist. Aaliyah Hagan. She will be proceeding to the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater in Social Work. Miguel Aceves King will be transferring to the main campus. He wishes to thank family, friends, and doctors who performed brain surgery on him, and the faculty and staff at UW-Rock County. Jared Frank, UW-Whitewater Computer Science, and he wishes to give a shout out to his dad. Delaney Rinaldi will be going into the workforce and will continue her studies later. She would like to thank her family and her boyfriend for supporting her. Okay, go ahead. Lily Lancaster will be transferring to UW-Whitewater in psychology. She wishes to thank her family and her friends. Corey Mackis will be majoring in journalism and transferring to UW-Whitewater. He wishes to thank his parents, his brother, and the UW-Rock community. Go ahead. Maria Pacheco will be transferring to Whitewater in international business. She wishes to thank her family and friends and the staff and faculty at UW-Rock County. Yahira Martinez is currently at UW-Whitewater as a junior, majoring in special education. She wishes to thank her mom and dad and two younger brothers. Jalen Mosley will be majoring in liberal arts, and she wishes to thank all of those who stuck beside her. Cynthia Lara will be going to UW-Platteville in electrical engineering. She would like to thank her professors and her family. Alejandro Bernal will be going to UW-Milwaukee in Latin American Studies with a minor in Spanish. He would like to thank his best friends and family. Maria Moreno will be going to UW-Whitewater in marketing and wishes to thank her family and friends. Molly Kaiser will be attending Madison College for dental hygiene this fall. Upon completion at Madison, she will rejoin UW-Whitewater to finish her BS in psychology. She would like to thank her family. Jack Halterman will be going on to UW-Whitewater in biology with an emphasis on marine and freshwater ecology. Xander Tarnutzer and Peanut will be going to UW-Whitewater to study marine biology and freshwater ecology. Okay. Stephanie Viohan will be going to Edgewood College for a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. She would like to thank her family and friends for their endless support. Okay, good. Haley Acker will be going to Edgewood for a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. She would like to thank her family and friends. Olivia Prather will be going to Edgewood for a Bachelor of Science in Nursing and would like to thank her friends, family, and her boyfriend. Jean Munoz will be going into the workforce and wishes to thank her siblings and boyfriend. Cole Ashton Kuderna will be going to Arizona State University with a BS in Sustainability. Would like to thank his mom and dad for always supporting him in everything he does. Nicholas Hernandez will be going to UW-Madison in business and would like to thank his mom and dad, stepmom, stepdad, and David McKay. Gavin Siseski will be going to Whitewater as a physical education major. He is extremely thankful for his siblings and parents, as well as Professor Kim Earhart. Okay. April Westcott will be majoring in liberal arts, UW-Whitewater. Would like to thank her advisor, the now retired Dave Carlson, her family, her boyfriend Greg, his parents, and her friends for always supporting her and helping her. Okay. Asil Al-Harashe will be going to UW-Whitewater in accounting, and she would like to thank her family, friends, and the Gazans. Emily Thiel will be going to UW-Whitewater in liberal arts studies in worship ministry. She would like to thank her family and friends who support her through everything. Natalie Silvius will be going into business at a school to be named later. She would like to say thank you to her mom for supporting her educational journey. Okay. Chandler Martin will be deploying with the Air Force in the fall. He would like to thank his family and friends and his fiancée for supporting him. Joseph Hessler will be going to UW-Whitewater for a business degree and would like to thank Maida Dreiser, his family, and David McKay. Tyler Stenger will be going to UW-Whitewater main campus in cybersecurity and would like to thank his mom, dad, and brothers. Nathan Sundermeyer will be going into the workforce and would like to thank family and loved ones. Logan Griffin will be going to UW-Whitewater in business and would like to thank his mom and his aunt. Robert Clark III will be going to UW-Milwaukee for a film major and an art and design minor and would like to thank his wife Amanda and mom Stacy. David Gietzar will be going to UW-Whitewater in secondary education and would like to thank his family and his friends. Okay. Haley Dubé will be going to North Carolina for a doctoral degree in acupuncture. Rose Dykstra will be going into the workforce and then will go on to pursue business and marketing. Caroline Loshing will be going to UW main campus in social work and psychology and would like to thank friends and family. Derek Strong will be going to UW Platteville in mechanical engineering, sorry about that, and would like to thank his mother and grandmother. Chance Churchill will be going into UW-Whitewater for computer science and would like to thank all of his family. Mariana Cardenas Rodriguez will be going to UW-Whitewater for communication science and disorders. Special thanks to David McKay for always being there for me and for her parents for everything. Brittany Pelayo Onofre will be going to UW-Whitewater for social work. Would like to thank her brothers and her mom. Jennifer Ramirez Velasco will be going to Whitewater for criminology. Would like to thank God, family, and friends. Michelle Cardoso Laureano will be going to UW-Whitewater in social work. Perla Yaskas will be going to UW-Whitewater in elementary education. Would like to thank her parents and Anthony for being her biggest supporters. Rachel DeBow will be going to work as a tattoo artist and body piercer and would like to thank her friends, family, Mark Davier, and David McKay. Hold on, we gotta wait. Okay, go ahead. Giuliana Rosella will be going to Edgewood College for a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing and would like to thank her family. Okay. Kwane Nashagari will be going to UW-Milwaukee for nursing and would like to thank her family. Joey Ortega Nieves will be going to UW-Whitewater in legal studies and would like to thank his parents and brothers. Alicia Delgado will be going to UW-Whitewater and would like to thank her family for all their support. Jania Hall will be transferring to UW-Whitewater for criminology and would like to thank her mom, her husband Diedrich, and God. Hold up. Now go. Gunnar Olsted will be going to UW-Whitewater for English education and would like to thank his parents, Ed and Brenda. Nicholas Indermule will be going to the main campus for psychology. Would like to thank Keith Maligue and Nate Eaton. Nate Eaton will be going to UW-Whitewater in history education and would like to thank Nick Indermule.
Graduates, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the Universities of Wisconsin System, I confer upon you the Associate Degree of Arts and Science with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto, of which the diploma placed in your hands shall, are, will, is evident. You may now switch your tassels from right to left. I present to you the UW-Whitewater at Rock County December 23 and classes of 24. Congratulations. So I know that you all are just trying to be well-behaved for all of your parents here, but you are now graduates. So let's try that again. Congratulations. Now you may be seated. That felt a little bit better. Graduates, we can't wait to watch you soar. We cannot express enough our gratitude and excitement for your accomplishment. As you leave the ceremony today, I want you to remember that you are, now and forever, members of this incredible campus community, this family. You are part of a university legacy, and you are part of a place where you rock, right? As we conclude our ceremony tonight, I would like to invite everyone to visit us upstairs in the lobby, where you will have an opportunity to personally greet your families and friends and take photos and all of those wonderful things that speaks to your accomplishments tonight. I now ask our guests if you would remain seated until our recessional is completed. From the processional group and from the graduates, thank you for coming tonight. Please make sure as you leave that you have your personal belongings with you. And I hereby declare the 2024 Spring Commencement Ceremony to be closed. Thank you. You rock.